Today I'm going to teach you how to play Lover Laydown, which is off the album Under the Table and Dreaming. It's a little bit easier of a song. It only has two main parts to it. It has the verse and the chorus. The verse on the song serves as the intro as well as the outro. So the verse starts off, it sounds like this. I know it looks a little intimidating at first, but it's really not that difficult. It just has a lot of slides, but it really stems from just a few basic chords. So what we're going to do is start off with, on the E string, on 2, and then on the G string on 2. So that's your first strum right there. And when you're strumming, you strum just the E string. Then you strum D and G together. Now from there, we're going to move to the second chord, which is going to be starting on the E string on 3. D is going to be on 5. And then G is going to be on 4. And then holding that same chord, just move up to 5 to the 5th fret. So it's going to be 5 on 5th fret on the E string, 7th fret on the D string, 6th fret on the G string. And then the last chord is going to be all on the 7th fret. It's going to be 7 on the low E, 7 on D, and 7 on G. And those are the basic chords that build this song. So the strumming pattern is a little bit different, but it basically consists of these 4 chords. So the best way to start this song is to try and learn these 4 chords just outright. So those chords again are 2 on the E string, open on the D string, and then 2 on the G. And the second chord is going to be 3 on the E string, 5 on the D string, and 4 on the G string. Third chord is going to be 5 on the E string, 7 on the D string, and 6 on the G string. And the last chord is going to be 7th fret on the E string, D string, and the G string. So what you're going to want to do is, as you're making these chords, this A string here is going to be kind of muted. So when you're pushing down with your finger on the E string, also just kind of hover it, I don't know if you can see, over the A string so it doesn't make a noise. You don't want it to make that kind of noise, but just enough so it silences it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slide our fingers between each of these chords. Alright, so the first transition is going to be, you're going to strum just the top string, and the bottom string, and then just the E string, and the D and G strings. Then you're going to up strum those bottom ones as you slide. And you're just sliding your ring finger that's on the G string. And you're going to slide from 2 to 4 to kind of get you into that next chord. So it's going to be down, down, up, and slide. it's easier, you can do all down strums. And then you go into the next chord. Now for this one, it's the same strumming pattern, where it's just the bass note, then the D and G strings, and then you hit the D and G strings again, and as you slide them to your next chord. But on this one, instead of just sliding the one note, you're going to be sliding two notes. You're going to be sliding the D and the G string. So from there you're going to go from the beginning. And then on this, from the third to the fourth chord, it's almost the same thing, but instead of sliding, you can hammer. And really you can do either one. It's easier, I think, to hammer it on. So from the third chord to the fourth chord, the strumming pattern stays the same. Bass note, then the D and G strings, and then you just hammer it on with your pinky. And then to bring it back to the beginning, it's just two bass notes. 7 on the E string, and then 5 on the E string. And you're gonna kind of want to slide, hit the first one, and slide the second one down. So once you put that all together, it should sound something like this. And once you start playing this a little bit more, and getting used to it, and getting a little bit faster with it, getting more comfortable with the chords, you might not even need to use the pick to strum these top notes, and you can kind of hammer them on. The first one you're going to definitely want to strum with the pick, but then you can just hammer it on hard. So that's basically the verse, and then it goes into the chorus. The chorus is, I believe, also only 4 chords. It's pretty simple, pretty basic chords. It starts with A, and it's going to be an open A. So you're going to have the A string is going to be open, D, G, and B are going to all be held down with your pointer finger. Sometimes beginners like to use 3 fingers to make the A, and that's fine too, or 2 fingers. I like to do it with 1. So the strumming pattern here is going to be, it's just down. You kind of take your off fingers to get that little mute. And here's what the full thing sounds like. And then that's the beginning of it. So we start on that A. Then we go to 4 on the E string. The A string's still going to be open, but it's still going to be kind of muted with our middle finger. Our pointer finger is going to be on 2. Our ring finger's on 4, and our pinky's on 5. This chord here is one that's most commonly known for crash, which I'm going to do a video of that later on. But this chord here is a signature Dave chord. And that's the second chord in the chorus. So you're going to go from A, and see how you kind of start with that bass chord, with the bass note on 4 there, on the low E. That way you give yourself a little bit of time to get your other fingers situated. So it's going to be 4 on the E string, the A is going to be muted, D is going to be on 2, G is going to be on 4, and B is going to be on 5. And then that low E is going to be kind of muted as well. Alright, the third chord is going to be a G, but it's not going to be a full G. What I'm doing here is, with my ring finger on the 3rd fret on the E string, my middle finger is going to be on 2, and my pinky is going to be on the B string on 3. I'm leaving the E string open. I know a full G chord would be played like this. The reason for playing like this, it kind of softens that last note up a little bit. And then it allows your pointer finger to be free for this little walk down that he does. And what that is on the B string, you have it with your pinky on 3, 3, 2, open, and then on the G string on 2. So a good thing to do is practice just that little walk down, and do it with your pinky and your pointer finger. 3, 2, open, 2. 3, 2, open, 2. And that's something that he does more in acoustic than anything else. You can always just play the chord straight out. So from the G, we're going to go to a B minor. That's going to be on the A string. The E string is going to be open. The A string is going to be 2, D, and G are both going to be on 4. And then on the B string, you're going to be on the 3rd fret. And you can either use your pointer finger to bar that whole thing down, or if you like, it's easier to just kind of leave it muted. And then on this one, you're going to end it on A. So you end and you start on A, which makes the strumming pattern a little bit confusing. Sometimes I like to make a bar A for when I end it. That way I know when I end when I'm beginning. Just to kind of keep the rhythm a little bit smoother. And so for a bar A, you're going to be on 5 on the E string, 7 on A and D, and 6 on the G string. Alright, so the strumming pattern here is the A, and then the B minor is just going to be a little kind of a transition chord. Alright, so that's pretty much the strumming pattern for the whole course. Starting with that A, G, a little walk down, B minor, and then back to A. then on G and B, 4 and 5. So the first two chords have the same strumming pattern. And then you go into the G, where you have that little walk down. Then B minor is just more of a transition chord. So you go, B minor is just, and that's it. And then you go to the A. And it's just two strums. And then you go back to the A to start the chorus. The best thing to do is, once you get more comfortable with strumming and the chord transitions, the little walk downs, play along with the song. Put the song on, play along with it. That's the best way to get your rhythm down, your timing down, strumming patterns, all that stuff. So that's Love or Lay Down in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any requests, comments, suggestions in the comment section below. Thanks.